Hi Cancer, welcome to your reading. So I feel like you're going through a shift in orientation. It's actually how it comes through. It is like you're changing your lens. The way that you're seeing things is shifting. That is what I'm feeling. I also have some cards for you, so let me show them to you here. You got the tarantula in the reverse, and then you got the otter together with the rabbit and the wolf. Powerful, powerful energy coming through here. The tarantula also came out in Libra's reading, and you may want to watch that reading. Actually, a lot of the times Libra talks about karmic shifts and changes, especially in regards to relationships or the way that we relate to ourselves. So if that resonates, there may be more information in the Libra reading. But I do feel that same type of vibe that I felt with the tarantula in that reading here. It comes through as a crone energy. This is a darker feminine spirit. It is someone that is, if this is a person, it's someone that is not afraid of the dark. This could also be, actually what I'm hearing is a remnant of yourself. So this could actually also be a part of yourself that is coming through right now. This tarantula in the reverse, it seems important right now. So it may be that you are trying to connect more deeply with your inner crone, with your spinstress. You know, this is an energy that knows something about how you can spin your own web and kind of create a new future for yourself and really go deeper. And with these other cards that are coming out, I feel that this is either another person of yourself or weird. You see how my words are getting scrambled when I pick up these cards. Again, it's that feeling of there is a change in orientation, like there's a shift in perception, a shift in the lens. That's what I'm feeling. This is either another person or it's an aspect of yourself. That's what I was trying to say. And this aspect of yourself or this person is completely melting at this point in time. That's what I'm feeling. It's completely changing its form. If this is you, I think that you're going through a period where it's like you're starting to see this part of yourself much, much more deeply. You're understanding so much more. That's what I'm feeling. And it's like you're wanting to plunge in somehow. That's the feeling I'm getting with the otter. It's like you're wanting to plunge into the flow and to go with the flow. But with the rabbit and the wolf here, I feel like you're dealing with some type of karmic lessons and these are not negative. These are lessons that are gonna build your power. It's gonna create freedom for you, but they are still challenging you. That's what I'm feeling. So I assume that they're gonna come out more in this reading. I feel like it has a lot to do with you holding yourself back in a sense. It's like you're bonding yourself somehow, I feel. You're creating these kinds of lower vibrational energies within your own field that are actually bonding yourself, holding yourself back. It's like you're your own worst enemy in a sense, I feel, for this person or this aspect. And I'm also feeling here a lot of push and pull energy. So a lot of like wanting to dive in with the otter, but then with the rabbit there is a lot of fear. So then it's like holding yourself back. And then with the wolf, there can even be some kind of aggression or or the feeling of not being understood, the feeling of being on your own, the feeling of kind of being ostracized and very different from other people in some kind of way. And like I said, this can lead to aggression, this type of lone wolf energy. But ultimately, what I'm seeing right here now are kind of the shadow side of these energies, but they also have a positive side. You know, once you learn how to work with this inner rabbit, this talks about fertility, it's abundance, it's like kind of unbridled creativity, and also a lot of this beautiful desire driven energy. It's like desire and innocence together. And with the wolf, when you learn how to kind of ride the wolf in a sense, you are not going to be afraid to step out on your own. You are going to be a wild force almost, you know, someone that is very much in tune with the elements and with the land and with the nature. And so remember that every energy that you're feeling right now, it comes with a shadow. And that's what I think a lot of you may be challenged by right now. But don't chase that shadow away, because if you learn how to understand that shadow, maybe using this tarantula in reverse here, then you actually turn it into the light, and that's going to have a lot of positive effect on your life in the future if you are able to figure that kind of thing out. That's what I'm getting here. So let's see if we can go a bit deeper here and ask the cards what can help you right now to start to step into that powerful abundance. Also, I'm noticing right now that you see both of these energies here are earth, the element of earth. So it's like one dark earth and one light earth. So I feel actually, and interestingly, both of these two are also presenting themselves as water energy. You know, the tarantula is really a fire energy, but because she is coming through in reverse, it's like it comes through as a water energy. And so I feel like you're really working with your own inner feminine. If this reading resonates, that's what I'm feeling. You, and potentially also even another person or another group of people, it's like really working with the inner feminine, building that energy. I'm hearing rejuvenating that energy of the feminine. I love it. So let's see, what advice for Cancer, please? What do they need to know? Okay, Ace of Cups coming out. Underneath the deck, the Daughter of Pentacles. To me, this is a card of building the new earth. And then there was another card here. Wow, Ace of Wands. So I see you going through this process. Actually, you're going through a heart awakening. That's what I'm seeing. Sometimes it's said that the heart is where ice and fire meet. So that's actually what I'm seeing here. Remember in the beginning I said that it felt like this otter was melting. It's like the water that the otter is meant to swim in is melting. And so that's what I'm feeling right now. You're going through this heart awakening, and for me, the way I have experienced going through such a heart awakening is like, it's like you're on this pendulum that swings from one state to another. First, you go into this Ace of Fire energy where there is just a lot of energy, a lot of desire, maybe also a lot of sexual desire. This is that Shakti energy, you know, that it's almost like it brings life back to your body. And so if you let that energy, if you kind of let that energy loose and you let it just like flow through your body and just follow that instinct, then that's how you kind of activate it. And after you follow that energy and that dies back down again, that's when you go into the Ace of Cups and you experience these overwhelming emotional outputs, is almost how I want to see it. It's the heartbreaking. You know, this can be very challenging. There can be a lot of tears, a lot of crying, mourning, becoming aware of things that, you know, you have been able to suppress kind of and move on from, but that are still maybe there. Remnants of your past self, maybe. Maybe this is even linked to past timelines. Because like I said, I feel like you're going through this restoration of the feminine. So it may very well be linked to past timelines, traumas that have been passed down through generations. So you're feeling those feelings now, in one way or another. This is what I feel that you're working with. It's the heart awakening. So actually what you're doing now, I feel, because it's like we say that the heart is where ice and fire meet. By using the fire, we melt the ice, and the ice turns into water. You know, it turns into this flow, this juice of life kind of that we can start to ride on. But also there is another aspect that happens when we go through this heart awakening. If you're able to observe these processes within yourself, you start to build the sword. You know, we also associate the sword with the heart. But that's only really the case for the people that are able to observe these processes and kind of, and I feel this is very much the tarantula in reverse here, create this type of map, create this type of web within their consciousness of how these different forces are, in a sense, constructing yourself, your feelings, your mind, but also your external world, you know, your community, your reality, in essence. And so I feel like for some of you, there is a lot of potential here for growth, especially if you do want to tap into this crone energy, this kind of deep, dark force that, based on what I'm seeing, is going to be given a lot more. I'm hearing so many words at the same time now. It's like relevance, but also reverence in the times to come. So investing your energy into building this crone, this web, this understanding, also the sword, I feel like it's going to give you earthly power. And that's where the Daughter of Pentacles comes in. It's going to give you earthly power, but without the ego attached to it. That's what I'm getting, because with all of this heartache, this heartbreaking, this, you know, shattering, there is also a shattering of the ego. And yeah, you won't be able to step back into that high and mighty persona that is our current day model of the ego after you go through this process, if you allow it. So yeah, you're going through it, Cancer. You're going through it. This is a huge deal for you. This is, just give yourself space, is all I want to say. Give yourself space. Understand how important this is. Understand how restorative this time is going to be, not just for you personally, but honestly for the earth, you know, for the world, for the archetype of the feminine, you know, the people that have been forced into the shadows because they were never understood. They were just demonized. So I'm getting moved by this energy. It's beautiful. It feels, it also, maybe also that's why it comes through in the Libra reading, this crone energy as well, because this feels like justice Finally, feels like justice being restored. So let's see here. Anything else for Cancer? A 10 of Wands. Underneath the deck is the Father of Cups and the Star. And also the 6 of Cups and the Empress here. So understanding your emotions are the key here. Not even emotions. It's like deeper than that. Understanding your feelings. Like I said, if you're wanting to create some kind of structure from this apparent chaos, that means that you're gonna build your crone energy. You know, you're gonna build the energy that can actually make sense out of this like web. It seems like it may seem like chaos right now to your mind or to people around you. But building your crone energy, you're gonna see that it's not just chaos. Building this energy again of the sword, looking at the cup. You know, the Father of Cups, he's an energy of the sword. He's a king, so he holds the sword. And he creates his sword based on observing the emotional body, the feeling body, and understanding it better. You know, creating understanding from all of this, like, I'm almost getting like this gray hag, right? You know, I'm seeing just like, honestly, the genitals of a woman with all of this like gray hair. It's like this like completely coarse, dry, dense hag-like hair, basically. But it's almost like with the understanding of this king, that here is gonna kind of change its it's gonna rejuvenate. That's what I'm feeling. It's gonna bring life back to what was perceived as being outdated. You know, the crone, not important. You have some kind of power that makes it important again and brings it back to life. You're learning about how to wield that type of power. But I feel like it may be very emotionally challenging. It's also challenging your lens, like your perception. Again, the energy of the sword. You can't use your old mind to build this king, you know, to build this type of power. This is something that I feel is also very much connected to the wolf. Walking your own path, building your own mind. Again, it's about creating your own web, looking at reality and then understanding it, drawing conclusions from it, gathering data for yourself through interacting with reality. That's what I'm feeling, or through observing yourself, your own emotional body. Anything else for Cancer? But there is also something here that is important, and that's the rabbit. The rabbit is actually a protector. It protects you from harm. If you're feeling a lot of fear, it means that you're not fully clear within. It means that, honestly, it means that you're not fully protected. It means that your inner rabbit is reading that you're not fully protected. It's almost like when we're in our fully protected state, we are abundant, you know. Our inner rabbit is just kind of innocently hopping around, you know. There isn't so much fear. And so there's something important about that here. Let's see, what is this about exactly? If you can get anything else of this, because I feel like this is very important. It's also somehow linked, yeah, it's linked definitely to the Daughter of Pentacles, but it's also linked to the crone energy. You got to be careful with this crone energy as well, is what I'm getting. It's not a joke. You can't control it. If you're not pure when interacting with it, the karma can be quite heavy, is actually what I'm getting. So be a bit, definitely be humble with this. Like I said, this is really not the time to cultivate that ego, you know, that light thinking that, oh, you know, everything's just gonna work out, or everything. When you start to walk your own path, remember, there is no one but yourself protecting you. You know, if people look at you, they may not understand you, and so they may instantly demonize you. And that's why it's important to be abundant, I feel, when you act, especially if you are acting in ways that are very material, meaning that, you know, it's like, it's very much creating something or doing something that involves existing structures or other people. For instance, if you're putting out an image on your Facebook account or your social media, that is not a very material way. That's an easy way where you can actually experiment. But if you are, you know, building a house or something like that, if you're doing something physical, or if you're creating a deal with another person, if you're creating some kind of exchange of energy with another person, then it becomes way more material. And so if you're gonna do those things, I would just definitely recommend, based on these cards, that you are abundant, you're feeling pure, you're feeling calm before you do that. It's gonna ensure your success, is what I'm feeling. Yeah, you gotta feel protected, you gotta feel safe, you gotta feel safe. And I feel like if you feel safe, then success, you will have success. People will have understanding of your path. You'll be able to kind of communicate it to them, explain it to them in a way that is showing them the truth of who you were in that moment, you know. And that was that innocent rabbit that was just it's a sign of new life, you know, new creation. It's a sign of flow, it's a sign of spring, things melting, things healing. When the rabbit is feeling safe, if the rabbit is feeling fearful, it's kind of like a sign that there is some old energies at play. You know, there is some reorganization that needs to be done so that the flow can flow better, you know, so that it can flow in a way that creates beauty and ease and all of these things that honestly you are very close to experiencing right now. But there is something also about being closed, like having your own little space, knowing yourself very deeply. And I feel that if you feel fear, there are aspects that you don't know of. There are aspects that you haven't fully seen. And they are calling your attention by producing fear. So definitely listen to them. Let's ask for one final card here. One final advice for Cancer. And also, don't mind if there's a lot of stop and go energy. That is the nature of what you're going through. It's the nature of the heart opening. Yeah, it is gonna be like that. So definitely don't blame yourself for that. Again, give yourself space, have understanding for this time that you're going through. You know, give yourself space. If you see here these two cards, that's what you're creating. You're creating a space where you can be what you are. But you're doing it yourself, you know. It's not like you're relying on some kind of external authority to do it for you. You're doing it. You're building the skill set that allows you to hold the sword in your own hand. You're building the skill set that will make you into the king in your own life. You know what I mean? And as a result, you're gonna have this land in a way, you know, this new earth. Also the understanding of that new earth. It's not gonna seem dark and just chaotic. You're gonna understand, oh yeah, now things are flowing in that direction. Okay, so I need to go a little bit over here. You know, build that understanding, because I feel so clearly it's here for you. It's what you're meant to do. It's your power. It's what you're meant to hold kind of in your hand. It's the sword. So let's see. One final card for Cancer, please. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Wow. Oh my God. The sword and the Ace of Pentacles. I love it. Sometimes I just love tarot so much. So funny. So you have all of the aces here. You know, I told you in the beginning, you know, working with this, the ice and the fire, back and forth, over and over and over and over. Eventually, it creates that new earth, and it also creates the sword. When you understand what you're doing, when you're observing it, instead of just calling it bad, you know, instead of just calling that crone energy the dark feminine, the complex feminine, the difficult life, instead of calling it bad, build the understanding that allows you to master it. I am so excited for you, Cancer. These are huge energies, and I just know that you are going to be able to figure it out. And when you do, underneath the deck was the Seven of Pentacles, when you do, you're definitely going to see shift in your life, your orientation. You know, it's like you're going to flow through life with a completely different lens. Also, by the way, like, trust your process. Like, synchronicity is definitely here for you. Like, if you didn't see this within the reading, there's a lot of synchronicity, but also, like I said, there's a lot of kind of stop and go. I've had to stop this recording several times. And there's also a lot of emotional overwhelm. That is a part of this process. Don't demonize it. Don't judge it. Learn to accept it. Learn to understand it. Because it's that understanding that is going to allow you to continue on this journey. And it's ultimately that understanding that will guarantee you your power, like to have power in your own life. And this is what will bring in that materialized new beginning. And potentially also like a child, actually, for some of you with this Daughter of Pentacles here. This is like a little princess energy as well. So there's a lot of symbology. Trust your inner guidance. Go with the flow when you're able to. And when you are not, it's a time to create more space. Open up and accept. So take care, Cancer. I'm so happy for you. This is exciting and difficult, I know. Take care. Bye.